Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining EU Business Talks, the virtual platform of bringing businessmen and businesswomen together and exchanging information opportunities relevant to the business community within European Union as well as around the world. As you know, Slovenia is holding the presidency of the Council of the European Union in the second half of this year. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Slovenia will contribute its part by, among others, talking to business community from all 27 member states, one per each week until the end of this year. My name is Ante Milevoj. I will be guiding you through today's EU Business Talks and hopefully through many others that follow. Also, have to inform you that this and all future EU Business Talks are being recorded and will be put at our website after the events finish as well. Before we start with our first guest of honor of today, let me say EU Business Talks are supported also by European Commission, and therefore at this very beginning, it is my pleasure to welcome among us Ms. Jerneja Jug Jerše, Head of European Commission Representation in Ljubljana, and ask her kindly to deliver her welcome speech to all of us. Just so you know, Ms. Jug Jerše will address in Slovenian language, and you can use the simultaneous translation button at the right downside of your Zoom app to hear it in English translation. Ms. Jug Jerše, the floor is yours.
Najlepša hvala.
Thank you very much. Greetings to all the speakers, organizers.
Veliko čast mi je, da sem lahko danes tu z vami na tem eventu. Zelo rada bi se zahvalila Gospodarski zbornici Slovenije za to pobudo, da v času slovenskega predsedovanja serijo eventov, kjer približamo evropsko gospodarstvo tudi slovenskim podjetnikom. To je zelo pomembno. Zelo sem vesela, da začenjamo z Belgijo. Sama sem namreč do pred 3 mesecev živela v Belgiji kar 15 let in Belgija je del mojega srca, tako da sem zelo vesela, da tu začenjamo. Vendar, kjerkoli poslujete podjetniki, ali v Sloveniji, ali v Belgiji, tu gre za del evropskega notranjega trga. To je eden od največjih dosežkov Evropske unije. Ne gre le za ozemlje brez notranjih meja, brez drugih ovir, prost pretok blaga, storitev, seveda tudi ljudi. Tu smo vsi skupaj, da prinešemo večjo kakovost, nižje cene, večjo učinkovitost. Notranji trg nam vse to omogoča. Govorimo o več kot 22 milijonih malih in srednjih podjetij in 450 milijonih potrošnikov. To je kar velik trg. Na začetku, na kratko, se moram dotakniti seveda korona krize. Prišla je, prizadela je vsa gospodarstva in njene posledice so neenakomerne med državami in med sektorji. In pri odgovoru smo skupaj na tej barki, da seveda se skupaj poberemo celo gospodarstvo skupaj. Tu je odvisno veliko tudi od samih ekonomskih politik in aktivni podpori malemu gospodarstvu. Da bi omejili družbene in gospodarske posledice krize, so se evropske institucije odločile, da pripeljejo en največji finančni paket do zdaj. Tako imenovani Evropski Marshallov plan oziroma moderni Marshallov plan. Gre za načrt okrevanja za Evropo. Namen tega načrta je ne samo okrevanje gospodarstva, usmerja zeleni in digitalni prehod. In ta prehod, to okrevanje ne bi bilo možno brez malih in srednje velikih podjetij. Načrt okrevanja, kot sem rekla, je 1800 milijard velik paket iz 2 delov. En del je dolgoročni proračun EU, drugi del je pa Next Generation EU, ki pomaga, da bo Evropa bolj zelena, bolj digitalna odpornejša in pripravljena na današnje in prihodnje izzive. Naše projekcije kažejo, da bi učinkovito izvajanje Next Generation EU že do leta 2024 lahko zagotovilo 2% dodatnega bruto domačega proizvoda in ustvarilo kar 2 milijona novih delovnih mest. Države članice so v preteklih mesecih intenzivno pripravljale načrte, nacionalne načrte o okrevanju in odpornosti in Slovenija in Belgija sta med tistimi, ki sta oddali dovolj dober načrt in je bil strani komisije že potrjen, pričakujemo pa, da bo potrjen strani sveta tudi zelo kmalu. Torej, gospodarstvo EU kot celota bo prihodnje izzive in pretrese obvladovalo le, če bodo podjetja odporna, če bodo uspešna in če bodo še naprej poslovala. Da bomo uspešno premagali to krizo, zato potrebujemo prav podjetja v središču našega okrevanja. In tu bi vas rada povabila, glede na to, da ste vi eden od tistih glavnih stebrov okrevanja in tudi Evrope, bi vas povabila, da se vključite v debato o prihodnosti Evrope in da poveste iz vašega stališča, kaj je za prihodnost Evrope pomembno in ne glede na to, kje poslujete, ali v Belgiji, ali v Sloveniji, da naredimo ta skupni evropski notranji trg še boljši in še bolj odporen. Tu bo sledil zelo, zelo kratek video, upajmo, da vas prepričamo, da je konferenca o prihodnosti Evrope tu tudi za vas, da ne mislite, da boste samo opazovalec, ampak želimo, da ste tudi tukaj pravi odločevalec. Najlepša vam hvala in želim vam zelo, zelo uspešen dogodek.
Super. Thank you very much, Ms. Jug Jerše, for your positive thoughts. We are very pleased to have you today, and also thank you for your support for all the future events that we will take within this platform. Thank you very much again. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Let me go forward, and it is my pleasure to welcome among us our first guest of honor of today, Fred Dekens from the Baby Cries from Belgium. Fred, good afternoon, hello, and thank you for being with us.
Good afternoon, everybody, and yes, I'm honored to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. Let's go straight forward in medias res. I mean, just so you know, dear friends, the first 10 minutes or so, Fred and we will be talking. And then in the second part of this event, we will, of course, be taking your questions. You can type them already from now onwards in the chat box. I will be reading them out loud, and Fred will give the best possible replies to us all on that. So, Fred, if I relate to what just Ms. Jug Jerše was saying, you know, her statements about the future of Europe are very positive ones. How do you see Europe of today, and how do you see Europe of tomorrow in 5 years or so?
Well, I have a very positive feeling about Europe. It facilitates happiness. It's easy to cross a border. It's easy to do business in Europe. The language is everybody feels. I mean, Europeans are all a bit the same. They share the same values. So I'm very positive about the existence of our Europe, and I think in the future it will only become more and bigger and more important.
Pleased to hear that. We hope that as well. Fred, going to the other topic, I have to ask you first and most of all, I mean, COVID is somehow influencing our lives this way or that way for the year and a half now. What's happening in the city where you are living, or in the country as such, in the Belgium? How are you holding on these days and weeks?
Well, I must say it's evolving in a positive way. All numbers are going down. I mean, the people who are sick, so everything is reopening. I feel positive vibes. I have been to a restaurant last week, and there were no masks anymore. So it was in Holland. We are, in fact, based in Holland and Belgium. So I was in Holland, and there we just could have dinner on a terrace. Nobody was wearing a mask. It felt like 2 years ago. It was a very nice feeling. So I think everything is going in the right direction, at least here in our country.
Well, again, let's hope it will stay this way forward. However, the new global word that is somehow coming in our living room is the Delta version of COVID. How are you seeing this?
Well, it affects, of course, for example, traveling at this moment. Like we wanted to go to Portugal, but that's not possible anymore, or not a good idea at least. So, and also events are reopening, but our doctors and the specialists are saying maybe it's a little bit too soon to have those very big events already because of the Delta variant. It is, in fact, it's an existing thing here.
Okay, so Fred, before we go on to the level of your companies, what you are doing, what your main challenges are, let me ask you also about Belgium economy. What is your take? How are you doing economy-wise since the start of COVID, and maybe what is your take? What will happen with the economy in the near future?
Well, yes, in the beginning of COVID, it was like everywhere, economy stood still. But I'm a member of a group of business people where we come together every Friday, and there's all business owners there and a lot of guys in construction. And they were telling me that, for example, they sell a lot, they have a lot of new orders, but some goods, materials, raw materials are difficult to get. And if they can get it, it is very expensive. So those things maybe are not very fluent yet, but everybody I talk with is positive about the way the things are going, the economy. So.
Perfect. So Fred, when I was sending out the invitation for our chat today, I wrote over there that the Baby Cries is a super creative marketing storytelling agency, and that you build websites and web shops, and that you take care of the perfect copywriting on the website. Now, can you elaborate further? Is this the right expression?
It's completely true. It's completely true. But in fact, what we do is we try to give a face to our customers, to organizations, to businesses, and we give them, and that's very important, a personality. So an attractive face, but also a nice personality, because a nice personality can attract people and can you can make a good first impression or a second impression, and this personality is what we tell, the story we tell on the website. It makes a big difference, and we try to do that in a very personal way. So for us, it's very important that your website and your text on the website. So in fact, your company is a person to us, that he looks great and his personality is good. So that's a bit what we do, in fact.
Yes, you never have a second chance to build a first impression. That is correct. Fred, when you are talking with your clients or your potential clients, who do you address within the companies? And also before that, are your clients mostly SMEs, or you are working with the big shots as well?
There are all kinds of customers. We have, for example, a customer who is an organization who ships computers to Africa to give them a second life there, and to make sure that it's called Close the Gap. They help people who have no possibility to have a computer. The kids in Africa, a lot of places, they don't have the access to it. So they put their computers there and to give them access to it. So that's one of our customers. But we also have, for example, a girl, a very a power lady, and she's a beauty specialist, and she wants to grow with what she's doing, and she likes talking to people and doing her business, and so she asks us to make something beautiful for her. So it can be all kinds of things. We like all challenges.
Okay, but I mean, are the potential customers coming to you, or you are such, or you have mouth-to-mouth marketing, or you are actively searching them elsewhere as well?
Well, all the things you're mentioning. So we are actively searching, but once we make something for somebody, they are very good advocates for us. So we're lucky with that. In the beginning, to be honest, when I started, we had to do really cold callings and go to people and ask them. So we really started that way. But it grows. One happy customer make sure that there is another one coming. So in fact, we're okay with the way it's going now.
Okay, so your headquarters are in Belgium. Your office is in the Netherlands as well. Is it fair to say that you have many customers from these two countries, or your service is or can be also a global one without any borders?
Of course, the digital thing is a global thing. So that's why I'm very interested in people from everywhere in the world, because you learn a lot from them. But the main idea is, in fact, we are citizens of Antwerp and Amsterdam. So we try to open and be an incubator, in fact, and to open these two markets for people from across the globe. So if somebody needs a website from I don't know, China or Poland or whatever, and they say it would be great to talk to the people in Brussels and Amsterdam, then they can come, they can talk to them through us, because we can write the perfect thing to attract those people. So that's how we see it a little bit.
Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. You know a little bit more about Fred, about the Baby Cries company as well. Before I go to the chat box reading your question, I have two more questions, Fred, if you don't mind.
No.
Just some 30 minutes or so ago, I was talking to a friend of mine who was saying that, yeah, of course, I will go to listen this chat. I think he's with us as well. He said that you have an interesting service you are providing, that he will call you, and depending on the quality and the prices you are having together with your services, what would be your response to him now, initial response?
Well, I look forward to meeting him or hearing him. And well, the quality, I think that's something that speaks for itself. It has to be a good working website. That's the quality that's out of question. It has to be perfect. But the prices depend, of course, on what the things are, the things that are needed. If it is just a business card, if it is just the face and the text, we start around 1,500 euros. And if it is a shop, we can do our service for 4,000 euros, which is in fact a very budget-friendly price, we think, especially for the things you can get out of it, like social media. It's also a thing we do. So we make sure you have a nice, attractive face. a good
Perfect. Straightforward response, Fred. Very good. Yeah, it's a good one. Also, before you were mentioning Africa, we have plenty of participants here from Africa. Can you share your experience on the Black Continent? What did you do over there?
Well, I had, I think I'm talking about 10 years ago, I lived in Africa for a period of 2 years in Senegal. In Toubacouta, there is a hotel. It's really in the middle of nowhere, but also in the middle of a little village. So it was great to work there. There was a hotel, and the idea was to give an identity to this hotel and to attract people to get to know this community over there. It's a UNESCO protected area. It's a very nice place. So the idea was not to attract the mass of tourists, but to those tourists who wanted to meet people over there and to get to know the culture over there. So it was a great experience because I had to travel all over the world to talk about this place and to convince people to come there. And I have met a lot of people, African citizens, Senegalese people especially. They're great, warm people, and I must say, even like in Europe, we are much alike. We share the same values. People are people everywhere you go. We laugh about the same jokes. We do the same stupidities. We have the same things we love. So that was one of the things that strike me most. And people there maybe don't have the same possibilities always, but they're happy. I think we can learn a lot from this.
It's a very nice thought, Fred. Thank you for sharing this. And one last question, and then we will start reading the questions in the chat box. Fred, I would assume that many of our participants here are also here for the networking purposes, you know, searching for some contacts, mostly in trading, I would assume, where they would these contacts would lead them to some new businesses. Are you open, flexible in this kind of communication as well? Okay, I understood your core business. It's a service related to your agency. But if somebody calls you and say to you, please, can you find me a channel to do my I don't know, food or beverage product into the Belgium, into elsewhere, what would you say?
I have had other businesses before. So we, in fact, are a serial entrepreneur. So I got a network I can use. And I'm also a member of a business networking group where it's a worldwide group, in fact, but in Belgium, it's very good represented. And if necessary, I can easily get a certain kind of industry or contact. So everybody's welcome with every question.
Perfect. And now really last one, you have a very unique, interesting name of the company, The Baby Cries. Can you elaborate on this a little bit so that we will all understand and that we will be on the same page?
Well, The Baby Cries. So it's, in fact, for a lot of entrepreneurs, their business is their baby. So they really like it. They want it to grow. They nurture it. So that's already one reason. But also, if a baby cries, there's no other possibility for a mommy or a daddy to answer this call from the baby.
Can you go, Fred, a little bit aside so that the people will see your background? Just a little bit. The universal call to action, it says.
Yes, you have to answer. And that is exactly what we try to do with our company. All the call to actions we put on websites or we put in social media, they have to be answered by the possible stakeholders, because it's the baby who is crying. So that's and we have. If I may, I would like to ask everybody. It would be a great honor if everybody would like our page on Facebook, because we just put a new page on it. We our own page. We forgot to do it, and so we have our page on Facebook. The Baby Cries. It would be great if you would like it. I would be honored to have international likes, of course.
Okay, Fred, thank you. It's 25 minutes past the hour. Let's go to the chat box. The first question is from our dear friend Philo from Malta. Hi, Philo, and thank you for being with us. I see your company is a new one, just 6 months old. Can I know what pushed you to set up this company in the middle of the COVID crisis? It's a good question, Fred. What would you respond?
Well, it was maybe it seems strange, but it was not such a strange action for us, because we in fact had a distribution company. We distributed goods and chemicals from Slovenia towards Benelux, and that was doing business. But we noticed that during doing business, that the most creative things, being on fairs, creating new private labels, putting the things in the market, that was in fact where I found my happiness, my joy, and that is what I was good at. So I sold the business. It went out of my comfort zone. I sold the business and I started what I liked doing. So every time I have a new challenge, a new thing, a new client, it's putting something new on the market, or finding the right words to do it. So it's fantastic. It has been a great ride. Of course, only 6 months, I know, but we take a lot of experience from the last 25 years of doing business that we put into this company, of course.
Fred, I congratulate you for that. Going out of your comfort zone is something that many of us are missing. So this is, I would say, a compliment. So you shut down one of your activities and open another. So this is just a good and positive side. So if you are now 6 months old, where are you planning to be after 1 year or 2 years? What are your goals with this company?
Of course, we want to grow. We want to see our customers grow with us. And the fun thing about this company and about this is that we can do it from everywhere in the world. And that is also what we are planning to do, is maybe live there where the magic happens. And that can be, I mean, our magic then. That can be in the south of France for a year. That can be in Scandinavian country, maybe Slovenia. It's where the wind will take us, but doing our business. Because I like to talk to our customers. I like to visit them, but you can't do that from everywhere. So that's a bit the idea, to be in 5 years, to be really remote and close to everyone.
Okay, I am seeing now within the list of participants, we have some companies here that can be seen as your competitors in a way. But are you able to search win-wins also with the companies that are doing the same type of business as well? Is this kind of activity within your business model as well?
Yes, of course, but because I like to work with freelance people, because you cannot be perfect in every item. So yeah, we need other people, and if I think 1 and 1 can be 3 in that, but of course it has to be a win-win situation. But I really believe that that's the only way to grow, is to grow together with not competitors, but conculeagues, I would call them.
Okay, so because we are under the umbrella of European Union, obviously we are putting our emphasis on this. But if I go outside of EU, okay, you mentioned Africa as well. We have here also some friends from Asia. What are your experience with Asia, for example?
My experience, to be honest, I like Asian food. That's
good reply.
but I have had no experience with Asian business except for buying some goods there that I sold, but that was not the main business. But I'm open to learn, and I think that it depends on what the question is, what our Asian friends would ask. If they would say we need some face and some personality to be in the market in Holland and Belgium, then I would say, well, I can do a lot for you. And only traveling to say hello to Asia would be already a good thing, I think. So,
okay, perfect. Before I go to any other continent, Danilo is with us also, a good friend of ours. Welcome, Danilo. We just made our own social media for tourism. Do you have any experiences in tourism? And do you do also digital marketing, Fred?
Yes, we do. And I can say we have luck because the father of my wife, he was the first, no, but really, it's a coincidence maybe, but he was the first man in the world to sell a travel by the internet. So we're talking about 95, 96. He was the first guy in the world who had an internet business selling travel. So we're relying on his expertise if we're going that way. Yes.
My goodness, Danilo, this sounds to me like some value added for your platform as well. Actually is a total win-win. I will connect you two guys as a follow-up of today's event as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, we are 2 minutes past the 2:30, at least in Ljubljana. And if you want to put some extra questions here, please feel free to do so. In the meantime, Fred, I would just ask you, I normally ask also a personal side of each of my guests, you know. Therefore, how would you describe Fred Dekens in a couple of sentences to the audience?
Well,
it's a heavy question. I know it might be also too personal, but feel free to say whatever comes to your mind.
Well, the first thing I think is that I love people. I love people, and I try to see the good in everybody and everything. So I'm very positive about most things. Of course, you have your doubts and sometimes stress about things, and not being in your comfort zone is one thing. But in global, I like to talk to people, like to meet them. I like to hear how they think. And yes, even if you think completely differently, I always find a common ground somewhere. So that's, I think, the first thing that pops to mind.
Perfect, perfect. Dear friends, this is Fred Dekens from Belgium for you. Now you have a little bit more understanding who is he, what is he doing. I will be sending you a very nice and short one, follow-up email with all contact details of Fred. Feel free to do your own follow-up directly with him. I don't see any other question here in my chat box. What do you think, Fred? Why is that?
I think we were so clear about everything. There's no question anymore.
I hope that's the reason. And I really thank you at the end, Fred, for your time, for your ability to share with us your point of view. I wish you a very best of business in the future. And if I may say so, I wish you also very best in your personal life, becoming a father very soon. Sorry for mentioning this. It dropped my mouth.
No, thank you very much. I'm still having some morning sickness about it. So yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure you will be handling both pets perfectly. And really, once again, friend, thank you for the opportunity. If I give you 1 minute to say at the end whatever you wish to share with us.
Well, I want to thank everybody. Like I said, it was an honor for me to be guest of honor. It was a great experience. Thank you, everybody, for attending this. And I hope you do a lot of good business and have a lot of good contacts for the things you are doing.
Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, the same day, the same timing, I will be hosting Berislav Čižmek from Croatia. You will have a nice invitation email from my side in a couple of hours. Until then, stay good, stay well, all the best, and take care.